Hello, this is my English speaking practice, and I'm talking about my personal development. And today I want to wrap up what I've learned about Unity. Because I'm a beginner of Unity and I've developed some features, yeah, like this. So, yeah, I want to wrap up and I want to organize my thoughts and I want to know the best practice to design of Unity. So, so in this stream, I'm not going to implement any features. I just review it. How to review it? Yeah. So, right now, I'm dumping. I try to dump my thoughts about development until now, and I will have AI review them and receive a feedback. Yeah. So my understanding so far. MVC model. MVC architecture or MVC model view controller, and the model is for the business logic. And the view is handler for users input. View is view UI. Generating UI. Let me see the MVC. How to test and the structure. So, for example, the data. This is constants. This is game state, game manager, mono behavior, scriptable object, manager, tester, and grid 3UI. Oh, it. So I don't think this structure is good. Maybe the Gen AI created those code, but they didn't take context into consideration. So for the first time, the AI generate this code, and recently we are working on these code. So maybe I should put the manager class into the same directory. Yeah, right now the manager is distributed here and here and here. And the manager wake start mono behavior mono scriptable object. The scriptable object is like a template, and these fields are shown up in inspector pane and can be editable from the GUI, Unity GUI. But I don't know how to instantiate these. Game state, new game state. So the game state is managing for all of the game states. So this is a sea creature, but maybe, yeah, predicted selected creatures. Yeah, so this class is the entry point. But this is not scriptable object. This is a plain class. Scriptable object. Maybe this is this is for the sea creature, so there are a lot of kinds of sea creature, so the sea creature data is like a template, so creature deck is also scriptable object. That's because we want to change the deck whenever we want. So we can change the deck entry like this. And deck entry is like this. Creature data and its count. Deck add, yeah, makes sense. Okay. So let me review it. Model is data types. Scriptable object is template. Yeah, the class maybe yeah, it's a data container that you can use to save a large amount of data independent of class instances. One of the main use case for scriptable object is to reduce your project's memory usage by avoiding copies of values. This is useful if your project has a pre-hub that stores unchanged in. Every time you instantiate that pre-hub, it will get its own copy of that data. Instead of using this method and storing duplicated data, you can use a scriptable object to store the data and then access it by reference from all of the pre-hubs. This means that there is one copy of the data in memory. Just like mono-behaviors, script objects derive from the base Unity engine object, but unlike mono-behaviors, you cannot attach a scriptable object to a game object. Instead, you need to save them as assets in your project. Cannot attach the game object. So, okay. Game object attached mono behavior class scriptable object. Not unable. Scriptable and the pre-hub. Pre-hub instantiate pre-hub something. The pre-hub is a game object. Yeah, the pre-hub is created from a game object, and it create, configure, and store game object complete with all its components, property value, and child game as reusable assets. The pre-hub asset acts as a template from which you can create a new pre-hub instance in the scene. Yeah, but how to parameterize? Let me see the code. For example, this is a grid cell pre-hub, and it is attached grid cell UI script. Okay. And other properties and components are not changed. These are same. Grid cell pre-hub, grid cell prefab. Maybe this is instantiate. Yeah, and main grid container is given to instantiate function, but how to be defined this argument? This is just game object, so yeah, it has no specific type, and yeah, main grid container is a transform. Let me see the grid shell prehab. How we define the second argument? Of instantiate. Transform parent. Instantiate takes a lot of arguments. And its relation with prehab. Just for my learning. No parent. Designate the designate.
Designate.
Designate the parent. And position rotation parent. Okay, I see. Without parent means it put under the scene. Okay, I see. So the instantiate prehab. Prehab. So Prehab is game object and designate the parent if you want. Useful for game repeated and go back to the scriptable object. Data container that you can use to save a large amount of data independent of class instances. One of the main use cases for scriptable object to reduce your project memory usage by avoiding copies of values. This is useful for projects Prehab that stores unchanging data. So Prehab is a game object. So the script, the monobehavior class sometimes attached to the game object and Prehab. That makes sense. And every time you instantiate that Prehab, it will get its own copy of the data. Yes, it's instantiate, and that is an instance. So there are each instance, and it has its own copy of that data. And instead of using this method and storing duplicated data, you can use the scriptable object to store the data and then access it by reference from all the Prehabs. This means that there is one copy of the data in memory. So with monobehavior requires memory. And can't attach a scriptable object to a game object. Instead, you need to save them as assets in your project. How the script object is used in this project. C creature data is game C creature menu. Huh? Assets create. Oh, I've I I see this for the first time. If I sprite creature color. So huh? Let me sample addiction level, poison level. Oh, nice. So how about this? And how to delete? Okay. The sprite is nothing. And open. How to create? Assets create. There is no create. menu name is game creature deck. No. Game sea creature. Menu name as where is the oh, open this. Oh, okay, I see. So I should but it is good. The asset is created in script directory. But okay, I could create a sample sea creature like this. Okay, and you can create an instance of your scriptable object by navigating give your new scriptable object instance to a meaningful name and alter the values. To use these values, you need to create a new script that references your scriptable object. In that case, example. An instance of the scriptable object defined above. In this case, spawn manager scriptable object is a scriptable object, and it has prehab name, number of prehabs to create, and spawn points. And it can be used from other class. Reference can reference to it. Attach the previous script to a game object in your scene. Then in the inspector, set the spawn manager values field to a new that you set up. So for this field, the developer needed to associate it in the inspector pane, right? And set the empty to spawn field to any prehab in your asset. Empty to spawn. Here. Because this is a game object. This is a prehab. So I think this is just a configure value, just JSON, right? Right, right. So this value is okay. I see. So this is just a configure value. So once it's loaded, there is no need to copy it anymore. So yeah, just load it once. I think so. So this is a reference, not copying data. Okay, let me I see. So this is not same layer, so we shouldn't compare with them. The is like JSON of on configuration. Like a type for type of JSON for configuration, and the user can generate a config data, based on the scriptable object on Unity GUI, and the generated data can be as asset object, and it's loaded on memory once, because yeah, no need to copy. Because it's just reference, no need to be copied, right? Yeah. And how to be used? Use it with play half, like this. saving and storing data during an editor session. Yeah, and saving data as an asset in your project to user runtime. Oh yeah, to user runtime. Yeah. Use it so not only for PlayHub, generally game object. Attached script and where use it with game object attached script where is referred to. This sentence is correct. Use it with game object attached script where scriptable object is referred to. Script attached game object can refer to it. That's it. The user need to associate it with script in inspector pane. Yeah. Yeah. Specifically it is combined with PlayHub. Because it can be parameters for PlayHub construction. Instantiation instantiating PlayHub. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay. And the game data type mono behavior mono behavior. The MonoBehavior class provides a framework that allows you to attach your script to a game object in the editor. It also provides hooks into useful events such as start and update. You can create new MonoBehavior scripts in the editor as described in Create Scripts. For a complete reference of every member of the MonoBehavior class and its technical details, refer to MonoBehavior script class. Reference. MonoBehavior is a base class that many Unity scripts derive from. MonoBehavior offers lifecycle functions that make it easier to develop with Unity. MonoBehaviors always exist as a component of the game object and can be instantiated with game object as a component. Okay, objects that need to always exist as a component of a game object and can be instantiated. The subject of this sentence is MonoBehavior, right? MonoBehavior can be instantiated with game object as a component. Yeah, that makes sense because other component is maybe this instantiate a game object and game object should be MonoBehavior, yeah, and objects that need to exist independently of a game object should derive from a script of object instead. Yeah, independently of a game object. So this means no need to be instantiated as a game object. So in this case, the object should be scripted object. Just a configure values, I think. And the MonoBehavior can be deleted with object destroy or yeah, this makes sense. When the parent object is destroyed, this makes sense. So this is so I can regard this as a game object in the script world, I think. Yeah, and after the underlying component is destroyed as the object in memory until garbage is collected. I see. And the MonoBehavior in this state acts as if it is null. For example, it returns true for object. However, this class doesn't support the null condition operator and serialize the value of nulls included according to Unity serialization rules. Okay, I see. Maybe I should know these built-in functions and properties. For example, awake. Unity calls awake when an enabled script instance is being loaded. Awake and invoke or start is called on the frame when a script is enabled just before any of the update methods are called the first time. Call update is called every frame if the MonoBehavior is enabled. Hmm, 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 hmm. I see, I see, I see. Let me know the difference between awake and start methods in mono behavior. Hmm. I see. This is important. So the awake is like initialization of dependency injection container. Yeah, so it 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 has no dependency, so it can in, in initialize itself and then the start method is called, and this depends on other object. So but when the start method is called, the all of other instance have called awake, so awaken, so can be used and can be ready. So in this function, it assumes that the other component can be ready, is ready already. Yeah, that's the difference between awake and start function. Yeah. Okay. So mono behavior is defines the behavior of game attached game object, and this has a lot of built-in or lot of method. Yeah, awake, start, update. awake. Awake is like an initialization. Is an initialization without dependencies, and start is another initialization with dependencies, and this is called on the frame. And update is called on every frame, like this. Script our object, mono behavior, and we see. So in my current how to manage the game state. Scene is loaded. The whole game state is initialized. This is not only for model, this is for all of them, so I shouldn't write this. MVC is just a concept. This class design. Manager class. Manager is attached to empty game object, and how to use this tester hand card UI. On card used. Display manager. So this is view. This is for view in MVC. So the manager exists for each MVC. In my understanding, for model, for view, for controller, and so maybe this is but wait, there is a specific game object like this event system, and this is event system, input system UI, and it has a script. It is attached the script input system UI input module. So this is a exceptional example. Input system UI event system and it's attached is I think this is a mono behavior. So can I see this? It's a special, not the mono behavior, UI behavior. Okay. protected implementations. Yeah. Yeah, that's similar to event system. Where is mono behavior? Let me see. The where core module. Classes. Classes. So okay. But this is inherits from mono behavior, so yeah. Okay, and for view, so this is not manager class, but it's like a manager. Yeah. For regarding view, built in like hand display manager. Main grid display manager. Yeah, main grid display manager. It has grid data and events and drag drop properties. So view easy example, main grid. So I want to name this as and main grid display manager. this should be, let me see, yes, it attached to empty game object. Right. Of course. Manager class. Now how about so I'm confused. This is manager class, so it attached to empty game object. But regarding for view, so not manager class for UI. Attached to UI, like grid cell or hand card UI. So UI class. In view. So the manager class is used in every role for MVC, and the UI class is of course in only in view, because the UI is a view. Okay, yeah, and it attached to the game object. Attached to UI game object. Right. And so for example, it has images or highlight or informations or state, or it also should have a reference. How to use this? Yeah, it called the manager method. Grid cell UI. Yeah. Grid cell UI. It has UI state. Images, colors, and the manager instance. I want to see the this is just a manager class, so this not game object, right? Yeah, of course it inherits mono behavior, but it is it can be referred as a manager class, not the game object. Yeah. And how about this? maybe this annotation make it enable to be associated in inspector, right? For example, main grid panel. No, what is grid cell UI? This script is attached to the prehab, I think. Yeah. And this is right. Hmm. Okay. So, how to for example, on point enter, on drop. But this function's not called. Awake. Huh? But why the highlight process is executed in awake function? Grid cell UI. Initialize. Right. This is for one cell. This is for one cell. Oh, where is the constructor? Six. I understand. So 6 by 6 grid cells. And cell UI is cell object. Grid cell prehab is a game object, and yeah, this prehab have a cell grid cell UI script. So yeah, this object is mono behavior, is also mono behavior, and the class is grid cell UI. Yes. Oh, but there seems to be a relation, parent and child relation. I thought this returns the grid cell UI, but it doesn't. The instantiate is just return a game object and needed to extract a grid cell UI. Yeah, I see, because the script is attached as a child component to prehab, so it makes sense. And the cell UI, yeah, cell UI, and if not attached, it can be added in the runtime, but I think this is not needed. Because in this prehab attached to the script already, so and cell UI initialize. Yeah. Okay. I'm getting it. To get it's yeah. Class design, and this is for the controller, and model. It is plain class. Like game state. Plain class and game state, but where is the where to instantiate this class? Game manager. Game manager instantiate game state. I don't know. Game manager and game state is similar for me. Game state. Start game. Yeah. Start game. The manager is instant singleton. Initialize game. New game state. Initialize game. Start new game. Start. Auto start game. Start. Initialize game. So this can be replaced to scriptable object. Yeah, so this is just a configuration. So yeah, it can be replaced. Select creature from hand. So how to I see. So this is this equals to the game manager. Yeah. Game manager. Yeah. And this is a game state. This is a game state. Huh? But it's mono behavior. Something wrong. And the game view. Yeah. Event system. Makes sense. Makes sense. So the generated code doesn't follow the MVC architecture. Yeah. So I'm confused. That's the reason. So event system is this. How to on click drop. How to implement drop? Drop is I see. Maybe this class inherits the drop handler interface, and the onDrop function is called when the drop action is happened, and pointer event data has but it not used because this class is for the grid, for a specific grid, so it is enough. I see. Yeah, it is convenient. And also that's the reason why the event is this controller is not implemented in the game manager, because it to be specific, because it needed to inherit a specific interface for listen event like this, right? I want to confirm my understanding is correct or not. So basically the event is defined in one place, like game manager as controller. In other words, the controller should be only one. However, there is a need to implement a class. Implement a class which inherits a specific interface for some event. For listening some events. So in in such a case, but in this case, the it's not controller, it's viewer. It's view component, the script attached to view the a class corresponding to view can be as controller. Yeah, this is my understanding. Like, for example, cell grid UI. This is my understanding. Can you review it technically? Let me review this from MVC architecture perspective. Single central controller. Yes, having one main game event controller as a central event hub in correct MVC protect. Interface implementation. Yes, classes often need to implement interface like iPointer, click handler, iDrag handler for Unity UI events. Clarification needed. View versus controller distinction. This thinking is imprecise. Grid cell UI can be controller because it implements interfaces. This is not correct. More accurate understanding. Grid cell UI remains a view that forwards events to the controller. Oh, really? This is still view handler. It handles UI interactions. So I think handling UI interactions means the controller role, but it seems not to be so. View forwards to the controller. I see. Single responsibility. Controller is coordinates between model and view. The view handles presentation and user input forwards to the controller, and the model manages data and business logic. So the view receives Unity interface event, okay, and view forwards to the controller like this, and the controller notifies the model, and model process and triggers and updates. Controller updates the view. So the grid cell UI is not becoming a controller. It's a view component that implements Unity interfaces to capture user inputs and forward to the actual controller. Your architecture is correct. The distinction is that implementing Unity interfaces doesn't change the class MVC, or it just enable it to receive specific types of events. Oh, I see. This is so important. The emoji is annoying, so the event is system action. One giant manager doing everything is not good. Separate managers for separate concerns. Domain managers, display managers, coordination manager. Okay. Model view controller. So the manager of controller in controller is the only one, I think, because it coordinates between all managers. audio manager, scene manager, input manager, render manager. So is the manager in us? Is the manager as controller only one? Great question. You're getting to the heart of MVC. Let me clarify. The controller in MVC, the pure MVC, yes, there should be only one controller that coordinates everything. In practical Unity development, it's more nuanced. The game event controller is the controller in MVC. This is the only true controller. It coordinates all model view communication. Manager class are not controllers. There is not controllers in MVC. Yeah, I think so. The only one controller. Why the confusion? The word manager doesn't indicate MVC role. Yes. This is same as my understanding. Yeah. Okay. It's so organized. So I want to see the model plane. Controller game manager and the controller is the only one class. Yeah. And view mono behavior empty game object. display manager, view, mono behavior, inherit some the atomic data structure, no postfix, no suffix, and like a state, it is called model. Yeah. Mono behavior. But I don't know this difference. I see. This is for the business logic. This is for a domain, for a data structure. And also scriptable object. Like this. MVC. So view receives Unity interface event. It's UI classes. Handle it and forward to controller. So the game manager dot foobar method, calling foobar method, and it notifies the model. What can be manager, model or manager? Maybe this is not. These are similar. But the model is just for domain, and sometimes the domains are combined, so it should be handled in manager, in my opinion. Yes, notifies model or manager, and the model processes and trigger and updates. Okay. I should unite them, because it would be better to collect the state in one place, right? Manager and model. Model is a state. Manager is so manager has no state, just notifying model. How about this? So the model is consist data structure and notify. Display manager. Display manager. In this flow, model is updates and controller updates view. Yeah. Like this. Your naming convention is excellent. This is a very clean and systematic approach that clearly separates MVC concerns. Let me review it. Model is data or state. Display manager, view logic, UI user input. Game manager. Unity aware design. Perfect. Looks nice. So good, 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 good. Okay, I'm going to go to bed. Thank you for watching today.